This is not a test. This is reality. There we go. That was our Limp Bizkit intro, motherfuckers.
It was
He made me do it. I didn't want to.
it was funny because I was listening. All I could hear was your real voice behind the effect, and it was just so monotonous. Who's in the house? What's up, guys? Revivalhouse.net. Just like the robot voice told you guys. With a commentary. It's a short commentary. It's one of these ones that we do that are extra special. It's not even like the Twilight Zones or any of that stuff. I mean, it's a TV show, so it's rather short. But it's more like the We Sing Best Christmas Ever.
And why is it like that, fucker? Because we can show the video. We think we can.
We think we can. So if you guys are watching this and the video's up, we succeeded. But I think we're going to pull off the video here. But
just in case we can't get away with it, you can follow along. Just search The Incredible Crash Dummies 1993 Fox Kids special. And Fred Shepard hooked us up. He put the video on Daredevil.
Yes. So we are watching this, and I think it's kind of like the We Sing in that it's kind of obscure. Maybe not quite as obscure as the We Sing, because I think there's other people that maybe remember this airing back in 93. Case in point, I wouldn't have guessed either one of you guys, speaking of Mac and Zach and all those people that are around with us, would have seen it. But we were recording our last commentary, one of the Bill and Ted movies, and I brought it up, and Mac knew exactly what I was talking about, right? Because we're like a similar age. So Mac saw it. So maybe some of you guys did too.
If I saw it, it was so long ago, I don't remember.
Now, a little bit of just sort of information before we get started. If you guys didn't know, this was the only episode. It's a special, kind of, but you could kind of tell that it was also a pilot. Like, I feel like they were testing it, right?
So it didn't get picked up, obviously.
That's what it seems like. They keep calling it a special. Maybe it was, but it kind of plays off like a pilot. And it's one of those things where if it wasn't received well, we'll just say it was a one-time only thing, special,
Mm-hmm.
But if it did well, we're going to pick it up to series. But anyway, so at the time, the Crash Test Dummies had started this crazy line of merch. I mean, obviously everybody knows them from the PSAs, don't be a dummy, just buckle up for safety.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know who owned them because they were just part of PSAs. I didn't really think they were much of a brand or anything. But in the early 90s here, they actually tried to market them, and they had a line of toys. They had some sweet-ass dolls that you could pull off the limbs. They were attached by Velcro. Zach had some. I had some.
Mm-hmm.
Those things were awesome because you would just throw them as hard as you could at your brother or something. They would explode on impact. So, yeah, they were trying to make it a thing. That's why I think this was aimed at being an actual TV series, because it didn't make any sense. Like, hey, let's do this 24-minute kid special on Fox Kids only as a one-time offshoot thing to sell a bunch of toys. Who does that? No, you create a series and a brand to sell toys. So that's why I think it was failed. But case in point, they sold a couple of action figures that came with the VHS after it aired. So after it aired, they put it on video, and they sold it with, you're going to see in this series, they sold it with the Junkman action figure, I believe, and they sold it with the Ted action figure. I think that's correct, but
Ted Theodore Logan.
That's true. Actually, I got the information pulled up here. They sold it with two different Crash Test Dummy action figures, Ted and the purple gold repainted Junkman. So I was right. Anyway,
and Junkman was from a Mega Man game too.
Yeah, true that. This is super nostalgia filled for me. Fun fact, I've watched this fucking thing 3 times this year alone. And I'm so happy that it's available on YouTube, because that's how we're watching it. That's how you guys are going to watch it. And that's why we want to include the video. At the very least, we're also going to link the original, right? So you can, and we're going to do that anyway, just to give props and whatever. So you guys can follow along if you didn't see it, but it's super nostalgic. I love watching it. It's really stupid. It's really shitty. but I like putting it on because it's easy to watch when I want to go to bed. Anyway, let's get going. We're zeroed out here.
Let's do it.
3, 2, 1, play.
Tracking, baby. Remember tracking?
Yeah.
Hi-Fi, too.
It's got that really sweet early 90s reboot 3D, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And then like a couple years later, you had the really shitty Donkey Kong Country 3D cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that? Those fuckers didn't even look anything like the game.
This brings me back, though. This is what fucking YouTube was originally based or all around, like finding old shit that wasn't available commercially. Like, old videos of stuff you saw growing up. And they're cracking down on that shit now. Why?
I know. They're going against the roots, man. Now it's all about original content.
Yeah, fuck them.
Isn't there something charming about all this old 3D?
No, it's terrible looking, but I guess if you say so. So, did this just start out like they couldn't have like wanted to market this when they did those original tests? Like they were just dummies they made, and then they like who was it that did it? Was it NASA? It wouldn't have been NASA, right?
It was people. You know, maybe it was like General Motors or something because it was car stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Car. Buckle up for safety. They were the crash. Because crash test dummies are a real thing. They put them in the fucking vehicle for crash tests. Right?
Yeah, and it became like the video was used for the commercials to show off the car. And then obviously someone saw that and like, hey, we can market this and we can make a kid's safety type of program out of these guys. So it looks like that's what they tried to do.
But it's an actual narrative, like it's stupid characters and things like that. There's no there's no lessons here. This is only one episode. It's they're just like a race of fucking people and they really are crash test dummies. You know, I don't know if there's real people that exist in this world too, but they all seem to be the species that inherit this planet.
Hell yeah. Would you chill with the crash test dummies?
I would. Do you think their dick comes off? Is it removable too?
Fuck yeah, then you can smack them with their own dick. And like, if they had to go to work, they could leave their dick for their wives to service themselves while they're gone.
How would they piss when they're at work?
Oh, like their dick would just piss at home, probably.
What if the dick was in their wife's mouth at the time when it decided to piss?
Yeah, that wouldn't be very fun.
What if she had it inside her and her cave got flooded? Her crash test dummy cave.
Maybe they're into that. Who knows?
So my question is, I was bringing up a minute ago, are these the only people that inhabit this crazy Earth, or is there like human beings? And if these are the only species, these crash test dummy people on this planet, then what's the purpose of their job of testing cars? If the people buying the cars are also crash test dummies, they can't die, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, they obviously didn't fucking think this through.
Like, who gives a fuck? They can't die, right?
Make them as fucking dangerous as possible to make it funner to drive them, because we're just gonna fall apart anyway.
Slick and Spin, man. So that's their names.
They should start a band. That sounds like a Juggalo band names. They could tour with ICP and Twisted. Blaze you dead, homie.
This guy, the doctor character here, do you reckon, I mean, obviously, back in these days, a lot of the voiceover actors you would hear, they did a lot of different shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Does this guy's voice remind you of anything? The old man, if you listen to it.
He sounds very familiar, but I'm not placing it.
Okay. So, he did a shit ton of stuff, but what I associate him with most is he played Toad in the Super Mario Brothers cartoons.
Oh, yeah.
So he's changed his voice a little bit, but you can hear that kind of whiny Toad voice in there.
Uh-huh.
Which I always thought that was cool.
Toad, why did Toad even become a thing? Nobody liked Toad. Remember Mario 2? No one played as Toad.
I did.
Fuck you. You just have to fucking prove me wrong. Fuck you.
My only thing, though, is Mario and Toad were basically too similar in stats, though. There wasn't really a whole lot of need. But I mainly played as either Princess or Toad, to be honest with you. I would play as Mario, too. I actually never really played as Luigi. I don't like all that floaty kick shit.
I always just played as either Mario or Luigi.
Oh, Princess makes the game way easy. So look at this. Here's Junkman, man. He's this new fucking model they got, and he's bad.
What if the crash test dummy just fell through the ceiling and he just stood up and went, Junkman, man.
Yeah. Look, he went rogue and he just threw him in the recycle bin. He's a bitch.
It's nearly time for Ted's test. If this test is successful, we'll build torsos.
How could you not like this, man? This is good.
This is genius.
So you don't think you would have liked this if you were a kid? Like, try and watch it through a kid's eyes.
Oh, I'd like it, yeah.
I don't know why I liked it.
I had the toys, so I'd like this shit.
We had the VHS. I mean, I remember watching it when it aired, and then we got the toys. So that's what I'm saying. Did you not have the action figures? Because they bundled the VHS with it. You must have not had the figures.
I didn't have action figures. No.
Look at that stupid pun. He's really cooking now, and the fucker had marshmallows.
Hell yeah.
And now he's painting. See, this is stuff kids like, you know.
This is genius comedy.
Look, he's reading A Farewell to Arms. The irony, right?
It looks like they animated this with Mario Paint.
You know what's funny is when stuff like this was out on TV, when it looked like this, I used to dream of a day that video games look this good. It's true. 93, think about it. That was the 16-bit era.
Mm-hmm.
And we technically still had the NES out. So I could never fathom that games would look this good. And now, obviously,
then even whenever the PlayStation 1 came out, they didn't look this smooth. Like, Solid Snake's face had jaggedy edges and shit.
Which one, though?
PlayStation 1.
Yeah, PlayStation 1. No. I'm not even talking about PlayStation 1. You know, to me, even when PlayStation 1 stuff came out, it didn't look... Even when Mario 64 came out, I mean, it still didn't look like this.
Mm-hmm.
But look at that. You can see you see the lines on his arms from his shoulder. You know,
oh, look, they missed a marketing. They could have made a light bulb that looked like a crash test dummy head.
I guess, man.
That would have been dank AF.
Call them up and say they fucked up.
They did.
That looks like a light bulb. Look at his head.
That's why I said it.
Oh, okay.
It probably wouldn't light up very nice, though.
This crash test dummy's a fucking foreigner. Listen to him. Does he have his papers?
This guy, I would fuck this guy. Look at his mustache.
Listen to him. I should have been an engineer.
He's cool.
Uh-oh. This is where it all goes haywire.
Did you do now, Horst, you dummy?
You dummy.
See, this is where they went all wrong. They should have modeled the whole show around this character.
How come he has a mustache? So they grow hair?
He didn't shave his crash test dummy face. How does a crash test dummy shave, by the way?
I'm not sure, man. Hey, I was going to say, though, but I think, of course, they officially eclipsed these graphics by PS3, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. I could see some PS2, but yeah, like PS3. But now stuff looks way better. And that brings me to another thing that we should do. We should do, remember that special, that VHS Mortal Kombat, The Journey Begins?
Oh, yes.
Same thing. It's like 23 minutes. We should do that too. And I used to watch those 3D cutscenes, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait till we get a fighting game that has these graphics. And you watch it now, man, and it looks like shit. It looks so bad. And there's a scene with a temple master, and he can't even blink. He's got these dead eyes. He looks like a dummy. So I think that's on YouTube, man.
More like a dummy than these dummies.
Yeah, I think that's on YouTube. That might be included as a special feature on the Mortal Kombat Blu-ray, though. But you have seen that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Man.
I got that before the movie came out.
Yeah, I had it on video, too. I want to find it.
I remember I got it for like my birthday or Christmas from my uncle, and I thought it was a movie, and I put it in, and it's like, this ain't the movie.
But if it is available as a special feature, it's not going to have the sweet trailers beforehand that were promoting the Combat Club. Mm-hmm. Stuff, you know, and Mortal Kombat, the live tour. So,
Combat Club, the KK.
The Combat Club. A comic.
Do you think they ever got mistaken for the KKK?
No. But I did see somebody with a Combat Club shirt one time in elementary school.
Mm-hmm.
It was a big deal, man. Mortal Kombat was huge. So that's crazy, man. How is his head bouncing around like that?
Because he's fucking magical. You wish you were as fucking magical as this head.
Dr. Zub here will fix you up, won't you, Dr. Zub? Dr. Zub?
They should take that metal thing out of his neck and smoke fucking weed out. Just put the weed in his mouth and light it up and smoke it out of his neck hole.
Yeah, I don't even want to think about the things he'd be doing with that head if it was loose. I mean, like,
I'd be fucking the shit out of it.
Can you imagine if he was trying to hop and get away from you? Like, oh no! He's got his cum dripping out of his fucking mouth. Oh!
You think he'd just bite it? Like, if he didn't like it, you think he'd bite it off? Like,
Well, that would rock their world because I think here in their universe, people don't exist. So if Zach, a humanoid, showed up in this world with a fucking fleshy cock that they probably didn't have dicks, and you just started fucking his mouth, he probably wouldn't know what to think. He would just think you're trying to choke him. He wouldn't even think there's anything sexual attached to it. He wouldn't even know the difference. But all of a sudden, so then he certainly wouldn't expect when you fucking blow a massive fucking wad in there. Like, what the fuck is this?
And then my fucking kid bursts out of his chest like the alien from Alien.
He doesn't have a chest, dude. He's a head.
Yeah, we should that's the thing. Yeah, we should remake Alien with Crash Test Dummies and me. And my kid runs amok in their town.
So these were short-lived toys. I'm going to see if I can find some trivia about this because, I mean, there's only so much info on it because, you know, of its limited run and whatnot. Let's see here.
This fucking old guy's reminding me of Dr. Wily for some reason.
Why? The evil one? Why not Dr. Light?
I don't know. Wiley's the one that's coming to mind.
So it was produced in 1993. In the United States, it originally aired on Fox Kids. It was later repacked as a video to be sold with 2 of the Crash Dummy action figures, Ted and the Purple Gold Repentant Junkman. Like the TV ad the series was based on, you could learn a lot from being a dummy. PSAs. Episodes would have the characters announcing at the end, "Don't be a dummy, buckle your safety belts, and leave the crashing to us." That's right. I think at the very end they do kind of leave with like a PSA announcement.
They should like make
that was redundant. A PSA is a sorry.
They should make fucking anti PSAs now. Like make some characters and be like, "Yeah, kids smoke drugs. Fuck yeah." That'd be awesome. If I ever make a show, I'm gonna totally do that. Think I'd get in trouble though?
I'm not sure. The guy that plays the villain here, Junkman, Dan Hennessy, it says here that looks like he was more of a traditional actor, and in the 70s he would be in Shakespearean adaptations of things like Hamlet and stuff. How do you think this guy felt when he's reduced to playing a fucking cartoon character like this?
I don't know. I'm still thinking of that PSA I'm going to do. I'm going to tell kids, like, yeah, if you can't get heroin, get some Elmer's glue. Get whatever you can.
Look at that. Super Dummy World.
If you can't find a syringe to inject it, get a safety pin.
Did you not see that they were ripping off Mario?
No, I didn't.
He was playing the Incredible Dummy Brothers, or Incredible Dummy World, and it was Super Mario World, like a ripoff. Sorry, continue.
Genius! Genius! This show is ahead of its time.
But that's how dated it is, right? That was super relevant at the time.
It still is, baby.
I agree.
If you don't play Super Mario World now, fuck you.
You know, I actually 100% of that game for the first time in my whole life.
I still have never 100% of that game. They're like the levels that have more than one way to beat it, and then the different ways unlock secret different pathways. There's some I fucking could play through 3 times, and I don't know where the other ending to the level is. So I'm just gonna go to the next one.
Mm-hmm.
I need to look it up, baby, and 100% that shit.
Torso 9000.
Is that a sex toy?
Looks like it.
We should that should be like another marketing thing we do. The Revival House BTM sex toys, and we can get molds of our cocks and our assholes, and people can fuck them. That'd be awesome. I'd buy one. Like, we could be like signing those someday. They could be like, "Oh, Aaron, your asshole's the only one that makes me come," and you sign it.
Yeah, I had that idea before. We've talked about that, the official Revival BTM molds. And then we could have the special line, like the Mac and Zach line, and we can get Mac to donate his mold. We can get the special guest mold, which will be probably Josh James of R Rated. The limited edition.
And Matt Wazell.
Well, like the extended Revival family.
Corey G.
Oh my God. That would be tops, man.
His will have a lucha mask on the head.
He'd do it for money. Be like, "Hey, Corey G, I got a crisp 8x10 JDF autograph for you. Will you just send us a mold of your cock?"
We'll have to get JDF too.
Yeah. I'll reach out to him. If I tell him it's for charity or something, maybe we don't have to lie. We can literally raise some money. Like, "Hey, we got a JDF plaster cast dildo. We can sort of color it kind of based on the Green Ranger like scheme. And we could even like put flute holes in it so people can blow on the tip."
That'd be amazing.
And so, yeah, I think if we said it's going to be for a good cause and the money we raise will go to a charity of his choice, maybe he would do it.
Mm-hmm. And if he doesn't want to, we can get his wife to break up with him, and we could just use her giny to make the mold.
I guess you're right. He's done plowed it so much, it's probably formed.
Because she wouldn't do that if they were still married, so we'd have to sabotage their marriage first.
Oh, I guess you're right. How would we do that?
That's what good people do whenever they...
You know how you do that?
How?
I give you the phone number and you start texting it all these like sexy sexts along with dick pics, and you insinuate that a relationship's been going on. Like,
we're being really mean to the JDF, baby.
Like, no, I'm just playing. But you could be like, what would you say in that text message to, put forth the notion that you have been fucking her man? What would you say in that message?
I don't know. What would you say?
Something about like, "Hey, it was amazing with you inside me last night. I can't wait to have you in there again." I don't know.
Like, say that his cum tastes like pickle juice. I assume because he's the Green Ranger.
You know what it's probably like? I was going through the grocery store 2 days ago, and they now sell Nickelodeon slime ketchup.
Really?
Yes. And it's actually a partnership with Great Value. So it's Walmart Great Value brand ketchup, but it's partnered with Nickelodeon. And it's Nickelodeon slime, but it's actually ketchup. They don't say ketchup on there, but it's in the ketchup aisle. And it looks like fucking Nick slime.
Sweet.
Like that green fucking Double Dare slime. It looks disgusting. But anyway, that's what I imagine.
Man, remember that? Remember when Nickelodeon just had the coolest shit like Smell My Gack?
Yeah.
They need to bring back Smell My Gack. I was in a CVS like 4 or 5 years ago, and I saw just a random thing of Smell My Gack there, and I was like, this still exists?
I remember it. Did it have...
This had to have fallen out of a box in their back room, and they just like it got like underneath something, and then they finally pulled it out and like, oh, we'll sell this.
Did they have different scents? I used to have Smell My Gag.
It was just one. It was like a gray colored one.
I remember it. I used to have it. I think that might have been, I don't know. I think I had a couple different things of Gag.
Mm-hmm.
That was awesome, man. I wish I still had Gag. It never retained its like moisture. It never stayed good. It always ended up getting dirty or something.
Yeah, you had to put it back in the fucking thing, babe. You couldn't just leave it out.
But you couldn't even like have it out for, I don't know. It could only stay exposed to air for what seemed like 20 minutes. Like I wanted to play with it, man. I want to put it all over my face.
Smell My Gag smells like something you'd say like whenever you're fucking somebody and you want them to smell your taint. Like smell it. Tell me what it smells like. Describe it to me while I jack off.
No, I mean smell my gack. That sounds like something you say when you like flick your ejaculate on someone's face. Like it's one of those things where you say smell my gack and you've already launched it, so they don't really have a choice in the matter. I love that word ejaculate.
That should be the new thing. Gack. I'm gonna gack. We need to popularize that. Start the fucking machine, bitch.
Look at that. I don't understand. Look at this. Looks fucking stupid.
They're plunging out his thoughts.
No, he's getting his ears fucked. Looks like Cox. It's so funny. But you're gonna see his head. The look on his face is that of violation. Here in a second.
I remember one time I had an ear infection.
Yeah.
And I was sitting on the toilet just staring at the plunger thinking, I should try that. But I didn't. I'm not that stupid.
Are you being dumb right now, or is that true?
I did think that, but it was a joke of a thought. Like, oh yeah, maybe that'll work. I entertain myself when no one's there to be entertained by it.
That character Daryl, he was like the Michelangelo of the series.
Yeah. Would you suck his dick?
Said dudes. No. What, so is that hold on, is that Crash Test Dummy there? Is he like a mongoloid in their world? Because he's all misshapen.
Which one? I don't see it.
One in the car.
I didn't notice. Is he a retard, Crash Test Dummy?
You see the guy on the tractor right now, right?
Yeah, he's inbred, maybe.
That was Spare Tire.
Oh, those guys are kind of misshapen. Those big smiley guys. His eyebrows look like combs.
Yeah, the big smiley guys. They kind of look like RoboCop. What's his name again?
Weller, Peter Weller.
Yeah, Peter Weller. They look like Peter Weller when he's bald. Yeah.
Peter Weller, they need to make a new RoboCop with him. That'd be awesome. I'd come.
Well, they're making a direct sequel.
Is he gonna play it?
They haven't said who's making it.
They should.
And was it Blomkamp? Who's making the RoboCop? Let me see.
I forgot. Yeah,
I'm gonna check.
I want to say the recast RoboCop too.
I mean, that's understandable, I guess, but
They could make it to where his son grows up and the same shit happens.
yeah.
Son of RoboCop.
So it is. It's RoboCop Returns, directed by Neil Blomkamp, and it is a direct sequel to the original one. There's no reason why they couldn't.
Are they gonna disregard part 3?
Let's hope. It's a direct sequel to the first one, so it sounds like they might disregard everything. But
okay.
There's no reason why they couldn't use Peter Weller, because there's no one to. It could be a sequel that's literally like 30 years later. You know, he can be older. Who gives a fuck? But he's a robot. But it's just his chin, man. Makeup can fix that, right?
He's still got his human skin tissue, so they could just write it in that it ages.
Or makeup can fix that. I mean, they only have to show his bottom part of his face. They could fucking adjust that shit, mate.
They might as well do it with CG. They fucking CG'd a mustache onto the fucking retarded Superman movie or whatever.
Yeah, that's a funny meme, that picture where they have him.
I would have just left it. Because it looks even worse with the CG. His lip looks like a cartoon character.
Yeah, it looks so dumb. Anyway, that was...
Like, he's got a mustache out of nowhere. Who cares? Ignore it.
Anyway, that was the Incredible Crash Dummies. Kind of an impulse thing.
It was orgasmic.
Kind of an impulse thing. It doesn't really seem like a special. It really honestly seems like it was a pilot to me. But, you know, it is what it is. It was nostalgic for me. This is kind of an impulse recording we did. We didn't really plan it out too much. It literally, if you guys listen to the Bill and Ted recordings we've done.
Yeah, basically, we went to play the messages and they wouldn't play because we got flagged for inappropriate use of the of whatever Skype thing. So we had to wait a day to be able to get access to it again. So if you listened to that and didn't notice that Mac wasn't talking while we were listening to those, it's because he wasn't there. We tricked you, Fox.
But I don't think that's why I got temporarily blocked off there.
Yeah, we don't know what caused. That was...
It kind of sounds like maybe it was because you and I had both been in and out of there, and they thought it was compromised.
Maybe, yeah.
I think that's what it is. Just based on the verbiage that I read. But anyway...
A little verbiage.
Yeah, thank you for watching that along with us. Let us know what you think. I'm not saying it's great. It's just nostalgic, and I wanted to do it because Mac and I were talking about it.
It's cum-inducing.
It certainly is. And let us know if you've seen it. especially if you're in our age demo, I think you probably have. So I think that's most of the people we cater to. We don't have too many, 8-year-olds listening to our show. But that's all we got. Zach, do you have anything you want to close out with?
Fuck the dumb shit.
Absolutely. On that note, we are not dumb shit, so don't fuck us. Go ahead and subscribe to us on YouTube if you haven't already, and share with your friends. Like the video, click that dumb bell for notifications. And if you guys, well, we're going to throw this up, even though it's going to be video accompanied, hopefully. We're going to throw it up as well on Apple Podcasts, so go check us out over there, iTunes, subscribe, Google Play, Stitcher, the whole 9 yards. What's the Twitter? We're on all those places, by the way. What's Twitter again?
At the Rev House.
At the Rev House.
And you can email us at ask.revhouse@gmail.
That's right. And call the hotline. And then we're on Facebook. We're on all that stupid shit. Drop us a line. Give us recommendations. That's all we got. Bye-bye, puppets. Or should we say dummies this time?
Bye-bye, dummies. You dumb fox.
That's like Fred Sanford. Dummy! Remember him?
Yeah.
All right.
No, I don't.
All right, bye.